Hi there. How do we stop being slaves to pleasure? To things that are instantly gratifying? Discipline, right? I mean, that seems to be the answer. But that's kind of a snooty answer if that's what you throw back at that question without much more thought, because, I mean, how the heck do you get discipline? Like, can you really just build discipline out of thin air? No. So what are the steps required to build discipline to stop following your animalistic and your body's wills that you don't want to follow, the ones specifically that you pick out that are not worth following? Well, I think there's two steps, and I think I just alluded to the first one, which is you have to realize that it's not something that's a net positive in your existence. You have to realize that eating this shitty processed, ultra processed food until you feel full does not end up giving you a holistic value. That's the key, holistic value. It's instantly valuable, right? Because it tastes good. It tastes really good sometimes. And clearly, it's a crutch for some. Sometimes that tasting good is enough to make you forget other problems in your life. So clearly, there's instant value there. But also clearly, if you're able to take a step back, you don't like what it does for you. You don't like the way it makes you feel. You don't like the way it limits your ability to think clearly. That's just one example, right? There's so many instantly gratifying things today that we obviously know aren't a net positive. So that's the first step. Take a step back and ask the question, is this worth it overall in my life? Is this the better thing as to not doing it or replacing it with something else? A lot of times the answer is, obviously it's not the better thing, and I want to stop doing that. Okay, so we've established that. Cool. I think a lot of people are pretty good at doing that if they are honest with themselves. So then the second thing is to actually stop doing it and or to replace it with something better. I think you have to love yourself well enough to do so. Because if you can fully admit that this is not the best thing for me and there's something better, a huge step towards stopping it is realizing that you're not loving yourself well enough. Right? Because that sort of animalistic desire to do that thing, that primitive desire, that's not you. That's the body we exist in. That's not us. Clearly there's something more here that we're not serving well. It all comes back to self-love for me. I think you need to realize you're not loving yourself well enough. Make the decision. You're going to try for something better for yourself. Easier said than done. Believe me, I know. But I think those are the two things. You got to realize it. You got to have the recognition that this is not good for me holistically. And then you've got to apply self-love to that. Both of which can be hard depending on what it is, what your vice is, and how deep-rooted it is in your life. But it's worth it because you're worth it. And you yourself have to come to that agreement. I can't tell you that and have it mean anything if you don't believe it yourself. So love yourself well, as I love y'all. Thank you. Bye.